Hello students, today we are going to discuss the question answers of second chapter of history, that is the expansion of British power. I'll be dictating the answer, you will be just writing them in your notebooks as well as in the book. Some parts are to be completed in the book itself, like we have part A and part B. Part C can also be done in the book itself, but as far as part D and E are concerned, you have to complete them in your notebook. At the same time, you have to read the chapter from the book also, since the type of questions that you will be getting till the school opens in the examinations, they will be objective type, means multiple choice questions. So they will be from in between the chapters. So let's get started. Question number 1 says that in dash Queen Elizabeth gave charter to the English East India Company. So the answer to this one would be A, that is 1600. You will find the answer on the very first page of the chapter. Second one says that the Nawab of Bengal asked the English East India Company to remove all its fortification in Calcutta. The answer would be B, that is Sirajuddaulah. He became king after Murshid Quli Khan, and it was during his time that the company really got in trouble due to the orders of the Nawab. Okay, question number 3 says the British victory at Dash led to Shah Alam II to grant Diwani of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha to the English East India Company. So in this case, the answer would be A, that is the forces of Shah Alam and the Nawab of Awadh and Nawab of Bengal. They all three fought against the Britishers but were defeated by the Britishers. And after this battle, the Diwani rights. This was the Mughal ruler ruling Delhi at that time. So by Shah Alam, the company was granted the Diwani rights to this area. Question number 4 says this Governor General introduced the system of subsidiary alliance. So whenever you just hear this word subsidiary alliance, only one name should pop up in your mind, that is Lord Wellesley. So he just introduced the concept of subsidiary alliance. It is given a special paragraph is mentioned related to this person and his role as the creator of this concept of subsidiary alliance. Okay, now question number 5. One of the 4 agencies that carried out the day-to-day administration of the company was the police. None of them are discussed in our chapter, so they are totally irrelevant. So the answer would be A. Okay, now starting with part B, fill in the blanks. That is, question number 1 says Indian spices such as dash 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 and dash were in great demand in Europe. Now if you just come to page number 1 of the chapter, there you will find in the paragraph titled Trade Rivalry. Here you will see that these spices names are given in the brackets. That is, first one is your pepper, जो काली मिर्च होती है, clove लौंग होती है, cardamom इलायची और cinnamon आपकी दालचीनी. So these were the spices which were in great demand in Europe. So you'll be writing the name of all the 4 spices that were in great demand at that time in Europe in this question. Moving on to question number 2, this says that Dash was the Governor General of India from 1772 to 1785. Answer to this one would be Warren Hastings. You can find this answer in the paragraph after the British after Bengal. So WARRENHASTINGS. So Warren Hastings will be the answer to this one. Question number 3 says the capital of Kingdom of Mysore was Sringapattam. SRINGAPATAM. So this was after this battle of Sringapattam, Tipu Sultan was defeated by the Britishers. This was the capital city, and outside fighting for saving his capital, Tipu Sultan died in 1799. So just remember that one. Question number 4 says Maharaja Ranjit Singh was the ruler of Punjab. So there should be no. This is simple, straightforward question. Okay, now moving on to section C, there are few events given to you and you have to locate the years of these events from the book. Now, since these are given at the back of the chapter, so they became very important from exam point of view. Okay, the first one says the Battle of Buxar was fought in 1764. You can just locate these answer in your book also, they are straightforward questions. The company obtained the right to trade without the custom duty in 1717. Okay, this was before the Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar, so you just have to remember this date. Okay, Lord Wellesley became the Governor General of India in 1798, and after that in 1801-1803 he just introduced the system of subsidiary alliance. So we just studied about Lord Wellesley in the previous question also. Okay, all right. Now the next question says the British defeat Dalip Singh and annexed Punjab in the year 1849. So you have to remember this one. So with this, the annexation of the annexation process of the Britishers of the whole of the India was completed after 1849. The North India, that is part of Punjab, they were the last to come under the garb of the Britishers. Question number 5 says the Fort William College was set up in Kolkata. It is in 1801. This was, just remember, this college was set up for the training to the civil servants who were recruited at that time. So there is a particular, the picture also is given in your chapter. Okay, now moving on to section D, we have to give short answers for the following questions. Question number 1 says what are factories and why were they called so? So for this, what you do is you just come to the first page of the chapter. That is, it is on the right hand side, it is here. Okay, you will just be writing the Britishers. You will be writing, instead of they, you will be writing the Britishers. Established their trading centers in different parts of the country, especially in the coastal areas. These centers were called factories, not because anything was manufactured, but because the officials of the companies were called the factors. So you have to write till this point. You have to start from here. Before this, you will be writing this. The Britishers established their trading center until factors. That would be the answer to question number D1. Okay, to remember that one. Okay. Now moving on to section D, question number 2. What did the Britishers stand to gain through the system of subsidiary alliance? Now indirectly, the question is asking what were the how was the system of subsidiary alliance beneficial to the Britishers? Now for this, we come to the paragraph which is discussing the subsidiary alliance. Okay, this is your page number, Battle of Buxar, and okay, this is subsidiary alliance. Okay, so you have to do is you have to write both these points. Okay, all right. Okay, this is the subsidiary alliance. Hold on a second. This is not okay. Okay, you have to start from here. This is the answer to the D2. Okay, you have to start from this paragraph. This is your page number 15. Okay, so you start from here. The subsidiary arrangement was very advantageous to the British. They could maintain a large army at the cost of Indian rulers. They indirectly controlled the defense and the foreign affairs of the protected ally and could overthrow the rule and annex his territories whenever they wished to. Also, you can just leave it out since it's a short answer question. So what you do is you just complete this till this point. You have to start from here. You have to write this much of it apart from this. So you have to write till they wished to. Since it's a short answer question, this is what the Britishers they stand to gain from the concept of subsidiary alliance. Now moving on to question number 3, discuss the growth of British influence with special reference to Mysore. Now for this question, you just come to where it is discussing about the annexation of Mysore. Okay, war with Marathas, and this is war with Mysore. So we will be taking up our question answer from this one. Okay, they oppose the British and a large part. Okay, all right. You have to start from the start of the paragraph. That is, you will be writing from Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan were powerful rulers of Mysore. They opposed the British. Mysore controlled a large part of spices and trade. Tipu in particular did not want the Britishers to trade in this region. It was also close to France, something that the Britishers did not like. Okay, all right. So there is no straightforward question, straightforward answer to this one. So what you do is leave this question for now, and we will discuss it in the class, or maybe I'll just write a more precise answer to this one, and I'll just dictate in the class itself. I'll just write here that leave for class. Okay. We will discuss it in the class itself. Hold on a second. Okay. And leave for class. Okay. So we will be discussing this question, that is your D3 with reference to Mysore. We will discuss it later. Okay, all right. Now moving on to next question, that is question number 4. Why did the British need a large army? Describe the British army. Now this is a straightforward answer is given in your book. The paragraph discussing the British army. Okay, structure of the administration. Okay, all right. About civil services, and there we have police. There we have the army. Okay, all right. So first part there is directly given, then second part is describe the British Army. Okay, all right. So what you will do is you will just start from here. This is on page number 18. So you have to start from here. The British needed, this is your D4. Okay, all right. This is D4. And so you just start from here. The British needed large army to conquer all these 4 points, and then you have to also describe the British army. They were originally, so what you do is you just write till this point only, till farmers only. So you have to start from the start of the paragraph and you will be completing it till this point. Okay, so that is your answer to D4. Now moving on to next section, that is section E. It says you have to give long answers for this. Why was there an intense rivalry among the trading companies of different European countries? Okay, for this come to the first page of the chapter. Okay, alright, hold on. Okay, this is your first page, trade rivalry. Okay, this led to intense rivalry among, all of them wanted to buy these. What you have to do is you have to start from the start of the paragraph. This is your E1. Okay. The presence of numerous trading company such as weighing goods, intense rivalry. All of them wanted these goods at lower prices in India, sell them at very higher prices in Europe. Let me see why was there an intense rivalry between these? Okay, all right. We can just cut short it a little bit. All of them wanted to buy these, all the European countries, they wanted to buy spices, buy goods at lower prices in India, sell them at higher prices elsewhere, particularly in Europe, since profit from, okay. So what you do is you just you'll just cut this line, all the British countries, okay. Instead of all of them, what you will be writing is all the European countries. Okay, you'll be writing this line first. All the European countries wanted to buy spices. There you have buy goods. Okay, what you do is you just leave it out. What you do is all the European countries wanted to buy goods at lower prices. Cut out these and no need to replace it. Wanted to buy goods at lower prices in India and sell them at a very higher prices elsewhere, particularly in Europe. Since profits from trade were huge, each European country viewed for greater share in this trade. However, the quantum of trade was not sufficient to sustain all companies, and by them began to shrink. The only way to increase profit was this would be greater they wait for the greater share in this trade. However, the quantum of trade will not sustain all the companies. What you do is you just write till this point. Okay, sustain all the companies. So let me just repeat it. You don't have to write all this and just struck out these things. Okay, so what you do is you just start from here. First you have to write this line. All the European countries wanted to buy goods at lower prices in India and sell them at very higher prices elsewhere, until sufficient to sustain all the companies. So this is your first answer to the long answer questions. Okay, all right. Now moving on to question number 2. What were the issues of conflict between Nawab of Bengal and English East India Company? So for this, what you do is you just come to the Bengal section. Okay, Battle of Plassey, and okay, all right. These are the conditions that were laid by the Nawab of Bengal, and these were also addressing the issues that were there between the Nawab of Bengal and the East India Company. So you'll be writing both these points in this. Instead of this line, what you'll be writing is the main issues between East India Company and Nawab of Bengal were. Now after this what you'll be doing is you'll just be including these 2 points. Okay, you have to write both these points. Okay, these are just limited to this space only. So you'll be writing both these points. So this is your answer to question number. This is question number 2nd, E2. Okay, I'll just mark that for you. Now moving on to next question. He says the system of subsidiary alliance was meant to create dependent and dependent Indian rulers. Explain. So it is again asking about the same question, that is what were the benefits of subsidiary alliance to the Britishers. So this is the repetition of the same question. So what you do is, in question paper you may be asked about this question or this question. So what you do is, first you write both these questions and write the common answer that we discussed in the case of the second question. आपने क्या करना है, ये दोनों questions को लिखना है कि आपको अगर एग्जाम में कोई भी क्वेश्चन आ जाता है इन दोनों में से तो आप आंसर कर पाएँ. और आंसर क्या लिखेंगे, कॉमन जो हमने D2 के लिए जो फाइनलाइज किया था वो, वही आंसर इसके लिए E3 के लिए लिख देंगे. ओके, now moving on to question number 4. How did Lord Dalhousie expanded the British territories in India? This is important. So now we just go to doctrine of lapse. Whenever the name of this person Lord Dalhousie comes, you have to define the thing that should be popped up in your mind should be doctrine of lapse. Okay, all right. This is expansion structure. Okay, Lord Dalhousie. This is on page number 16. Okay, now we just go to okay, he devised the policy, Indian ruler. Okay, the question is asking us, how did Lord Dalhousie expand the British territories? Died. Okay, so what you do is, he devised the policy called, you have to start from here. He devised a policy called the doctrine of lapse. According to it, when the ruler of the kingdom under the British protection died without natural heir, his territory would not automatically pass to an adopted heir but would lapse, that is, became part of the British dominion unless the adoption has been earlier approved by the British. And next what you have to do is, you just have to write till this point. These are few of the examples that are given that we used this doctrine in order to annex these areas. So what you have to do is, you have to start from he. This is your E3, I suppose. Okay, this is E4. So this is your answer to E4. So you'll start from he and you will be writing till doctrine of lapse. Okay. All right. Now moving on to question number 5. How did the British deal with dispensing justice in India? Dispensing justice मतलब justice deliver कैसे करते थे, कैसे किसी भी चीज़ के ऊपर उनको कोई dispute है तो उसका जो है निपटारा कैसे करेंगे. For question number 5, you just come to the judicial civil services we have. Then there was a paragraph, police, army and judiciary. Okay, all right. So you have to write in this the shape of judiciary. They set up civil courts. Okay. On Hastings, Lord Cornwallis gave a proper. You have to start from this point. This maid is here. Okay. You have to start from Warren Hastings and Lord Cornwallis gave a proper shape. Diwani, Faujadari Adalat, Law Commission. Okay, it completed rule of law. So what you do is, you just write write till this point only. Okay, so this is your E5. Okay, now moving on to next question, that is, had the British not defeated the combined forces, the Indian history would have been different. Discuss. Okay, we will just complete it in the class. I'll just discuss it in the class and then we will just complete it with a. Okay, that would be all for this in this chapter, and we will continue in the class itself.